All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm Breaking CBK, joined by Elevated. We have 2 series down now from the Frag VALORANT Major Philadelphia, and we got 2 more series going to be coming at you, including the beginning of the playoffs that'll be happening later today. But we got 1 more series of group stages to figure out how the playoff picture is going to ultimately look, and we got a pretty good one here from Group B, as we have Soniqs, one of the tournament favorites. Certainly, they're going up against Xset Female in this best out of 3 series. This should be a good one here, Elevated, because Soniqs tournament favorites maybe, but they had to go 3 games in their previous match. Where Xset Females, they are coming off a victory over Yellow Submarines after losing to Bad Boy Crew in the first series there.
And they definitely need to win this one as well, because Bad Boy Crew playing Yellow Submarine, who appears to be maybe the weakest team in that group. Yeah. So if they want to, force a tiebreaker perhaps for a spot in the playoffs, they need to beat arguably the favorite of the tournament, which is a tough task, but certainly should make for some pretty interesting Valorant.
It absolutely should. And as you take a look at the stage right there, setting up, of course, Xset Female on the left side. You got Soniqs on the right-hand side. But yeah, still haven't seen any of the new agent yet, as far as the matches that we've covered. But we've seen a little bit of it throughout right here and other matches that have taken place. But keep an eye on some results. But as I also talked about, we are going to be doing our first round of the playoffs later today with our final series. So we're wrapping up the group stages here. In fact, let me refresh this page, make sure, see if there's any other significant results worth mentioning. Yule Team 6, they did win their following series against Bully Hunters 2-0. Team Name, team we saw in the first series, they defeated the Unfortunate 5. 2 games to nothing right there. Zero Marksman Silver is going to Game 3 against Booster Seat Gaming over in that series as well. I read off some of these team names and I realize, okay, that's great.
Booster Seat Gaming, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a fun one. Anyways, we got our match coming at you, Soniqs versus Xset FE, also known by, so you're looking at the roster: Soniqs, Dizzy Life, Crunchy, Bob, Jaesung, and Ian. And at Xset FE, Starry Bun, Artstar, Ellie, Marina, and Ari is their roster.
Yeah, I mean, this should be really good. Soniqs, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure that most people watching this probably have seen them quite a bit in the NSG tournaments that have been happening all year long, but they were originally a Australian team, and they were clearly the best team in Australia. Were signed by Soniqs, came over to North America, now currently reside and play from North America, and they've been having some pretty good success in the tier 2 scene, but have not been able to quite break into that upper echelon of teams yet. But definitely excited to see them play here.
Yeah, and again, this is an event. The fact that they're able to make it out to this is certainly an event to get more of that experience, not only a LAN experience, but against some quality competition as we've seen throughout today. So looking forward to seeing how they are able to perform specifically in this series too, as we get to see them now on the stream. But we got our maps set to play, and we are headed back to Ascent, a 3rd series in a row. We're going to see that one. This will kick it off, chosen by Xset FE there. It'll be defense first for the side of Soniqs, but how about that? Map 2 pick Fracture. Soniqs, they like Fracture. We're going Fracture next. And then Bind will be the decider if map 3 is needed. But we see Fracture again with that Soniqs map pick. That's exciting.
Yeah, that is definitely exciting. I'm curious. Are there going to be any North American teams that decide to run something interesting on Fracture? Are they going to run the Rays? Are they going to run the KO? Are they going to run the Cypher? Apparently Killjoy is the North American meta, so we'll see.
Yeah. It's much to your displeasure.
Very angry about not seeing any Cypher.
Look at that, by the way. That's we've seen a lot of the main stage, of course, but that gives you an idea of what the whole event, the block looks like here of Nerd Street Gamers. It's a lot more than just what we see from the shot we've been seeing plenty of, which is a great shot, of course, the main stage, but that's how we're getting all those 16 teams playing simultaneously, all those setups there at this event. So if you ever get the chance to check out this venue in Philadelphia, highly recommend it. I'm saying that almost to myself because I would love to get the chance to go there as well. Not only cast an event, let alone just get to go there in person and hang out. Seems like a pretty cool place to be, but you take a look at both sides. Soniqs on the bottom, Xset FE on the top as we are getting ready, just about ready to get things going on some final setups here for this match. But yeah, a pretty cool venue there. Definitely, they got a good setup going, and will be fun to check out eventually for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We need more. Let's talk to Nursery Gamers after this. Maybe get one. I live in Michigan. I wouldn't mind seeing one in Michigan. I know you live. I don't want to dox you here, but you live over there somewhere in the North America region. That would be nice to have one near you as well, I'm sure. So
yeah, 100%.
All right. So
I think my favorite part about these LAN centers is just like it makes gaming more social, because I think that's one of my favorite parts about going to LANs, is just you get to interact with people who are very clearly into the same stuff that you're into, and it just kind of gives you an opportunity to take something that is sort of more of an individual activity a lot of the time, something that's a little bit more, the whole gamer stereotype. It's like you're just like alone in your mom's basement, but actually it's a very social thing. And so having the opportunity to kind of like share those interests with people who are clearly demonstrating that they're into the same thing by going to a LAN center is really cool.
And I personally grew up on LAN centers, around myself. And I know as a kid, especially, and got older, it's not only was just as you said, kind of that social environment for being able to enjoy something that you all love together. And when it comes to gaming, but it introduced me to competitive aspect of it too. It definitely, and as we're seeing here, that's why I kind of go back to this, almost has that old school LAN feel. And what I mean by that, it's bringing the community together that in a local environment, being able to compete. And I know that there wasn't technically an open qualifier, but you could just sign up your team. If you were able to field 5 players, you could sign up for this event to compete. And that's what all these teams did right here. I mean, yes, we have some quote unquote actual teams such as Soniqs and Xset FE as we have here, but plenty of these teams are just a makeup of players that happen to live close enough in the area, coming together and say, hey, you want to LAN? Let's do this. And it's that environment is what I think us gamers certainly could thrive off of. And it helps just, generate more as far as experience and opportunity for these players to enjoy themselves and get better at it. So, again, it sounds like still waiting on a couple of technical issues here. And one of the players not exactly sure just yet, but go back to hopefully figure it out sooner than later.
I just want to do a quick look at sort of like the map pools of these teams. Obviously, we know where we're going already, but I don't know about you. I've mostly been paying attention to kind of the international lands recently. But if we take a look at Soniqs, for example, over the last couple of months, they have been finding a lot of success in general, but their strongest maps have been Icebox, Ascent, and Bind. So those are the ones where they're winning like most of their maps. They've only played Fracture once, so I'm curious to see.
Interesting. That's actually very interesting because again, that's obviously the map that they chose right here. But I think it's also one of those cases. Maybe that goes to the idea that, especially a team like Soniqs, frankly, not that I don't want to gloat too much, but they are the favorite team for a reason, right? The actual team, they're competing in some tier 1 competitions here in the North American region. They're using this event as a way to really help develop maybe their weaker points, such as play on a new map, the latest map such as Fracture. So perhaps that's one of the reasons why they chose it.
Yep.
Here in this match, but I believe we are going to be going to a short break here as we're still figuring out these issues. I got some awesome content for you in the meantime, rather than just hearing us rambling on right here. So sit tight, guys. We got Soniqs taking on Xset FE after a short break.
Now, we got to talk to Uchi last week, but we are going to be talking to Com for a winner's interview this time around. We got him on the call, so it's time to, harass him with a couple of questions. So first, Com, hello, and congratulations on your back-to-back wins.
Thank you so much. I mean, it was crazy. We actually played against Mafia earlier in the tournament. It was like a really close game. We grinded it out. It's honestly, last tournament was a lot easier than this tournament. A lot of teams tested us, and honestly, I was really surprised. Hats off to KCP. They played insane, and they beat us on bind for the first time in like, I think like 16 times we played it or something. So
Wow.
that's crazy. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's insane. We talked a lot. Like last week, you guys went undefeated, but this one, you know, definitely a bit more of resistance be making it to the top. But that being said, with that victory, what do you think was a big difference maker? What was really working for you and the team to take down this tournament second week in a row?
I mean, a lot of things. Our team really has a lot of good communicators, which I think is super crucial in this scene. And like, we have probably the best Astra I've ever seen in GUC. Kempeki's insane. Neon's insane. Pancakes is owning on Rage. You see that 1v2? That was sick. Anyways,
Yeah, that was nice.
I was going crazy during that. But we just have, everyone just knows their role. Everyone knows what each other are doing. Everyone chimes in when it comes to strats and all that stuff. Honestly, our team is just well-rounded, and it really makes me happy that I'm a part of this team.
I mean, absolutely. And I mean, of course, congratulations. And I also want to ask you something a little bit more specific. That second map in Bind, the defuse going on for Pioneers, even towards the end. Tell me, first of all, what happened? And also, second of all, what was going through your team? I mean...
Honestly, I called out his volume, then I told Guk to suck, and he didn't suck, and it just it just went bad. And then in that last round in a 1v3, I got the first two, and I can't believe he sticks the bomb. Unbelievable. You expect me to swing and go for the clip? I'm a content creator sometimes, you know? Like, come on. But yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we were definitely freaking out about that one, because that was definitely something else. But, you know, back-to-back victories, as well as the fact that there has been 3 wins by a crew now. Like, what do you guys think that's done differently for you to deserve this win, and maybe deserve even more wins going forward? Because it's been a strong showing.
I think, again, like, we just grinded out rounds. Like, we lost majority of our pistols, I think, this tournament. And we've been down in a lot of our games. Like, I think we were 8-4 down against Mafia too in our quarterfinal matchup. And in this game on Split, which Split is majority defensive sided, we started out 8-4. And we really, we showed a lot of resilience. We just came in and, I don't know, we got the job done. And I'm just really proud of everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys have been the only team that has taken the Winter Champs victory, not once, twice, but now 3 times with this one. So what do you think is making your team different and the only one able to do this?
I feel like overall we put a lot of time into server work. There's a ton of new stuff that we're coming up with to try to get ahead of the meta, and also just like, you know, people think we don't play some maps and then we play them and then we win. You know, like, we're doing the most to prepare for VCT, because we really want to get into, I think it's like top 12 or something, to qualify for the closed qualifier or something like that. But I mean, we're just, I think we put in a lot more work than a lot of other teams, to be honest. And I think it shows a lot in the way we play. And I also believe that all these tier 1 teams and all that should be competing in these NSGs. It really does help with match experience. It helps with overall, like, you know, plus minus of a strat and all that stuff, which helps out a ton. So I really do advocate to sign up for the NSGs.
And that's awesome. And I know you touched a little bit about trying to, you know, get past qualifiers for CT and trying to compete in that circuit. So you're talking about that. I wanted to, you know, ask about what your team's goal was in competing in the Winter Champs, but also just the goals as a team, because it looks like you kind of have your sights set a little bit further.
I think obviously we want to win every Winter Champs. We'll probably go for a 4-peat, you know, doing our best.
Nice.
But I think the thing we want the most is competing on LAN. I think everyone on our team is the same way, where those LANs are so exciting. You get in everyone's faces, you see the other people, like, it's totally awesome. But also, we know we want to further our careers. We want to be in this game for a while, you know? It's not like esports isn't a long thing, right? So we're doing our best to make the most of the now and just not leaving it up to chance later on.
And with all those victories and all those really nice goals, what do you think? Number one, the chances, and number two, what do you think it would mean to win the main event for Winter Champs? Because that is happening. It's coming close. It's in February, right? So.
I mean, I think we have a really strong chance at it, to be honest. I really feel strong. I mean, three-peat, you know, pretty crazy. I don't think anyone else has really done that. We're also,
Nope.
I think we're at.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go. Soniqs versus Xset FE Ascent. Map 1. And we have our agents. And here we go. Elevated. I'm excited. Look at the left-hand side. Look at Soniqs. We get our first chamber.
We have a KO.
No. Chamber.
Oh.
That's what matters.
Yeah. Just kidding. We have a chamber. Actually, Soniqs has been playing chamber quite a bit so far this event. They've played him, I think, 3 times already. Okay. So definitely interested to see how they utilize this very unique skill set. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really gonna be paying attention to anything else. So, you know,
Observer, just keep it on chamber. Don't switch to anything else. Why are we on drone right now? No. No, I am definitely pumped, but it is interesting to hear that, yeah, we haven't been covering their matches, obviously, on stream, but, yeah, so they have been playing. It's not completely new necessarily in that sense. But either way, it's going to be a B play for Xset FE. They're trying to, as they're on the attacking side to start. Soniqs on defense, Dizzy alive, speaking of chamber, hiding at logs. He'll teleport away back to his spawn with teammates. Didn't get the kill initially, got some hit on damage, though, as Jason, finds Ari, and will get a second on Starry Ball. Oh, make it 3. Make it 4. Gets 4 headshots. Finally goes down. Ellie doing their best to hold, but Crunchy will take out Ellie. And then we're jumping back into this fast. Here we go. But it's going to be a 1-0 start for Soniqs.
Yeah, and interestingly, Jason is the newest member of the team. I don't know if they're on trial or have actually been signed, but obviously this was an all-Australian team. And I think they've changed out one player. I think Flix used to be the member, but now it's Jason. So showing off why they signed him, perhaps.
Yeah. Definitely impressing right there. So we stress how Soniqs is 2-0 coming into this Xset FE 1-1. As far as the records here from the group stages, with this being the final match to play. Trying to advance onto the playoffs, which do start later tonight. Anyways, B hit early on for Xset FE. Jason is ready. Molly in hand. Already used the knife to spam from Bob. Gets 1, but Jason is there to clean up a couple more. Dizzy Life even throwing in a Marshall kill as well. It's almost like they knew they were coming B. Absolutely ready for it.
Yeah, and I think one thing that people don't really give KO enough credit for is the Molly. It's pretty solid. You know, you can kind of dodge some of the damage because it's like a pulsing damage, but it does quite a bit of damage per pulse, and so having that in the choke point is often almost as good as a Viper Molly. You're trying to, you know, delay people or chip them down for those sprays like we just saw.
Well, now it's the bonus round. You have Ellie and the rest of Xset FE sitting pretty far back, waiting to see if Soniqs maybe wants to overextend now. And Dizzy Life, I mean, Chamber is an agent that certainly can do that, you know, similar to Jet, as we talked about Jet as Crunchy goes down. Good shot from Ari. Some Jet on Jet action. But Chamber using that teleport to go aggressive. Obviously, he can go for the quick trade if it calls for it. But Ari is moving fast. Second pizza, takes a shot there. Going into B.
Getting very aggressive, trying to spam her out. She will return fire and finds a kill there. Closes the door as well. Now, what is there for the retake from Soniqs? Jason going to try and pop through with the 0-point knife.
Gonna even Molly out. It's almost like a fake flash of sorts. It was a flash for a second. Meanwhile, Art Star is lurking around. as Ian will clean her up after she gets the kill. But it is up to Chamber and Astro, though. Dizzy Life lurking around B. Ian's coming from spawn.
Ari's been caught. Nice suck. Ian popping off now. 4 kills.
Oh, almost with the ace. They're simply playing econ damage, and Ian got plenty of it. I mean, it was always going to be a victory for Xset FE at that point, but with 4 players dying, it's a very hollow victory for Xset FE. Their economy, as you look at, it's just a bad feeling. You win the round, it's like, well, some of our players have to buy Spectres.
True, but at least you win the round, right? And you are on the attacking side on Ascent, which is fairly defensive sided as a map, as we're on board here with Dizzy Life, placing one of the trademark bots on the A site and then rotating over to B to help hold there. Has a teleporter set up in market, and the second one, I'm not totally sure. I don't see it on the map just yet.
Maybe waiting to use it. Playing mid there currently, but the rest of the squad of Xset FE is currently working up towards A main. Taking control of that, and they're gonna get it. They'll get the orb control to pick it up for their jet player. All right, Star making sure nobody's lurking around in the market area, or the line, excuse me. Dizzy Life pulling mid, top of cat. Yeah, still has another trap to use, or excuse me, another teleport thing to use.
Yep. Or actually, no, he has one planted right there, and then the other one in market, so you can take that early peek and get out to safety. Of course, now it's on cooldown for about 15 seconds, so let's play more carefully.
Crunchy's gonna get some action soon. Too fast, can't get a kill with it, and LA well played. She peeks out with the Guardian, finds the kill on Crunchy. Jason holding from heaven though. Ian on sight. Sorry, bud. Jason gets Ellie, and the lockdown is real from Soniqs. Marina finding herself by herself, and Dizzy Life will finish the job. So Soniqs holds as they'll make it 3-1 now.
Yeah, and Ian is definitely the rock of this team. He's the captain of the team. Very, very good anchor. And again, we're seeing Jason do a lot of work here on this KO, the newest member of the team, and certainly carrying his weight.
It looks like he did use suppression there. I wasn't even aware of the null command coming out, so of course helping to hold at that A side. Ian does have Astral Wall. As we also have Knives, though, on the other side for Xset FE, going to be activated off the bat. They do have Hunter's Fury too, and it's going to be a catwalk play. All 5, in fact, going catwalks. Ian going to get some action shortly. Does a pull in, but Jet doesn't care. She dashes through, but Ian gets 2 more. On top of the kill, gets 4, gets all 5. And I know it's an equal round, but still, that was pretty.
That was pretty. Some clean spray transfers. Obviously, having them run through the gravity well, getting vulnerable helps out as well. Mows them down one after another.
One enemy remains.
It's got to feel good. Those 5 kills and a fairly early timeout here from Xset FE, but you're down 1-4. You're back to getting some guns. You got a Hunter's Fury. What's the play call here if you're Xset FE? I mean, this is, again, the 3rd time we're seeing Ascent now, being the 3rd series of the day. This is probably the fastest so far I feel like we've seen it, right? Where the Xset FE is actually moving in pretty fast in terms of their execution. Do you think they need to slow it down, or maybe is that just their play style and that's what they're going to do?
I haven't seen a ton of them play, to be honest, so I'm not sure whether they're a super aggressive team or not. It does kind of feel like they are playing directly into the hands of Soniqs, but again, Soniqs is a very experienced team, and so sometimes the best way to beat these well set up, well coordinated teams is to hit them fast, hit them hard.
Ready. Well, talking it over. Now coming out of the timeout. Dizzy Life this time setting up for catwalk play with the teleport.
For a quick peek and teleport out, perhaps.
Yeah, the other one set up in that spawn. 4 players, 3 players even of Xset FE are looking to go towards B main as he teleported very early.
That was interesting. You're just basically using the teleport to set up the trademark. reinforcing B site.
So it is a bit of a slower time, and Artstar, there you go. A little slower, and Ian will run right into your crosshair. That worked out pretty well.
And we're definitely seeing this pace change that we were hypothesizing on. Drone will spot 2 players in B main.
Tag eventually wears off. Viper, Artstar,
Nice
what a
shot.
distraction. Yeah, great shot there. It's taken out 2, and I mean, the spike's still towards B. Jason will kill Artstar, but the spike, they started running back as if they wanted to rotate, but now with the death there on Viper, now they're not sure what to do. It's almost a little indecisive. Ball is right though. I'll try to hold Alex like shot and takes out
30 seconds left.
Bob. Sorry, Bob. Jason gets up to his life. Got some teleport play, perhaps. If he got a smoke, did not check left, don't worry. Takes full advantage. 2 to 4 Xset FE. Yeah, so the slowing things down a little bit, and obviously it's a good lurk play from Viper. Works pretty well.
Yeah, just some good individual heroics there. Artstar did a lot of work on the A site, and then just generally good shooting from Xset. They are now not quite at the point where they've broken the Soniqs economy, but another win here might do the trick. And on a sense, if you can get rolling on that attack side, you can definitely give yourself a really, really good shot at taking the map.
It looks like we have a tech timeout. So we can pause right there, and yeah, you saw on the screen, Xset FE was making a point to one of the admins that something's going on, so not really going to speculate on what it is, but there's an issue, and that's just fine. So we are going to be in a pause here. As you see, the timer stopped at 26 seconds, so I'm sure they'll get that figured out. The staff has been awesome throughout this event. Here from Nerd Street Gamers. You look at the scoreboard, though. Ian 11 at 2 and 3, topping the charts on the Astro. Still has the Astro wall for a couple rounds now. Hasn't found the opportunity to use it yet. But XC has Hunter's Fury. They also got their own Astro wall, and they do have Viper Spit, which hasn't come into play just yet. So, but we've been seeing Chamber now. It's round number 7. Would you like to see a little bit more out of Dizzy Life on this Chamber, or you think he's playing it pretty well? You're the Chamber expert after all of it.
I'm definitely not. I find him to be very clunky to use, so I don't play him very much. I feel like he's using these teleports well to take these aggressive peaks, but we haven't seen a whole lot of Xset playing into the slows or anything like that, so hasn't been a great opportunity for Dizzy Life to really show the potential of this agent.
Ooh, this is interesting. The drone, it's going to spot him. Does the E out? He sure does after the headshot. That's the Chamber that we're going to start seeing more of, I'm sure, as time goes on. But Dizzy Life opening frag and gets the player advantage, favoring Soniqs.
Yeah, also worth mentioning, Crunchy has this operator at A, but Chamber now also has access to Tour de Force, his ultimate, which is, of course, another operator that is threatened by having this Chamber on your side.
Is that actually what it's called? Just call it operator. It's a free operator is what it's called. Anyways, nice opening frag there. As Ian's holding towards the door and Xset FE got distracted towards heaven, Ian will end up with 3 and continues that great momentum. As now up to 14 kills in the first half. So Soniqs looking at a 5-2 lead now. As we're going to head into round number 8. Let's look at the replay and just Ian holding towards door and just got some free couple of kills, and Story Bun tried her best. Not going to win coming out of the smoke there, though.
Yeah, the top fragging Astro, not something you usually see, but Ian having a heck of a first half so far for Soniqs.
So with the save situation, Xset FE, oh, this is going to be bad. Okay, I was going to say, it looked like they were charging in, but Recon scouting 1. Dizzy Life got the, well, that's a shock dart kill actually on RA as Dizzy Life ports away. This is a lockdown used offensively from Xset FE on an eco round, already losing 1 player. That's not going to work too well.
Nope, Dizzy Life going to play just the very, very end of that lockdown. Still alive somehow in market. And Xset is looking a little bit stuck here in B main.
Yeah. They are very stuck. They are not being flanked. There is a turret set up to... Oh, they don't even have Killjoy, so that actually doesn't even matter. But as we see, they're not currently being flanked. They're currently just sitting in B main. Ian's gonna peek on in and say hello to Artstar, and Bob will finish the job that they take out Starrybud. So a flawless round for Soniqs. You know, I go back to it almost seems a little forced there from Xset FE with that lockdown, especially after the early death.
Right.
It wasn't really set up to work right there.
It was kind of like one of those where they had the set plan, we're going to use lockdown on this eco round, and then that early pickoff happened, and they didn't really like come off that play call necessarily, which they maybe should have.
Yeah.
But full rifle rounds for them this time.
What they do. They also have Viper's Pit and Huntress Fury. So bit of utility to use. The Tour de Force, as you said, is ready to go for Soniqs as well. Crunchy quickly gets back into the site, feeling the pressure, as everyone is A main on the side of Xset FE, and there's the Huntress Fury. In return, it's the Huntress Fury duel. Gonna be coming out. Ian, you find an opening kill on it. Gets the back up. Oh, the ball gets two from Jae-Sung, and Starrybud left alone. The flash shot out, and Jae-Sung will get three. The flawless pops up, and that truly was flawless.
Soniqs is looking clean right now. I mean, Ian continues to dominate, and Jae-Sung is not willing to be outdone. We have three that, again, gotta point out that Molly from KO does a little bit more work than a lot of people give it credit for.
Yeah, you just talked about that earlier in the half, and Jae-Sung's like, yeah, you elevate it, I'll show you what you're talking about. Got a couple kills with it.
I didn't see if there was a trademark from Dizzy Life there for the slow. I know he has been putting one at the entrance of A pretty regularly. And speaking of chamber, here comes the Tour de Force. We hear that voice line.
Yeah, one of those. Might as well use it. We're up 7-2. Hasn't used it yet. Watching B main. Ellie's jump pinking towards mid. That's a Marshall. Jae-Sung's ready. But Xset FE looking for a pick, but I think Soniqs learned the lesson maybe from one of those lost rounds earlier that not gonna give them that chance. Nice shock dart there. But not hitting anyone, but still looks pretty. There's the execution. Or is it? Xset FE. They're faking like they're executing here.
They're gonna go directly into chamber. You can see Marina and Starrybud headed to B.
Oh.
Dizzy Life is ready.
That Tour de Force living up to its name right there. Runs right into a brick wall.
Yeah, not only that, but the slow that happens it's insane. It just instantly stops the push.
Yep, the whole team push. Gets two, gets three, gotta get four. Beautiful shooting from Dizzy Life. I mean, I totally do that myself too when I play this agent. That was just easy shooting there, right?
Yeah, he's overpowered. I mean, anyone can do that for real.
Oh, serious, no, that was impressive shots coming up from Dizzy Life. Credits where credits due. Yeah, so you take a look at that replay. Yeah, that last shot on Jet, that was a hell of a shot.
Yeah, you gotta love the fast reset too on the Tour de Force. It's like almost Marshall speed in terms of how quickly you can shoot again.
Yeah. 8-2 lead for Soniqs. So Xset FE really trying to figure out what the heck they can do. They still have that Viper's Pit, and no, in attacking, it's not something you can necessarily just force out, but haven't really found the opportunity to use it. Crunchy holding that tight angle with the operator towards A main.
The setup from Soniqs is so good. You've got Bob and Spawn like, distracting KO, hiding around the corner with that quick flash. Jae-Sung. Ooh, nice. Gets taken out by Ari.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was going to be another kill for Jae-Sung the way he was playing right there. But yeah, all right, what's credit due in that case. Good reaction, gets two. Dizzy Life gets Ellie, but Ari finds three. She came to play this round. And they're going to wall off. That's the opposition wall, isn't it? Yeah, that's Soniqs wall right there.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, walking on through it. Ari finds 4, going for the ace. Artstar will take it, but hey, Xset FE, it's a team victory. They'll take 3 rounds now.
Yeah, that's got to feel pretty good there. You get a decent amount of utility as well. And they certainly have a shot here to bring this to a 8-4, which is not bad on Ascent for attack.
Yeah, you finish at 8-4, especially with the way things have started here. Xset FE would feel pretty good about that, I'm sure. And there's always the 9-3 curse that they have to look forward to as well.
True. Either way, they're winning. For sure.
Yeah, either way, it's a pretty good spot for Xset FE.
What a shot from Crunchy.
Yeah. What do you do about that? Not much.
Jumpy.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. Unfortunately, that's the last round of this half. Too late to learn that lesson. Ellie going in with the drone. Knives are out for Ari. It's like they're just waiting for the timing of this to end. I say screw it, smoke through. Crunchy's like left, right, left, right.
Scary part is you're pushing into Ion here. Continues to have an incredible game.
Oh, snake bite. It is going to be laid down, so good placement. But Ion, you've called it elevated. Gets one. Does get traded, but the rest of the team is also doing work. And Dizzy Life will catch Killjoy trying to get their late. And they finish at 9-3. So Soniqs, they will be up 9-3, but again, there's that curse that comes into play now. So
true.
Never know.
True.
No, but
all about the piss around though. Yeah, they definitely do. Obviously, Astra kind of feasts on the defensive side. They're pushing into you, pushing through your utility. Clearly, it's just a side buff for Ion. No way he continues to have this much impact, right? Surely.
19, 4, and 7. Yeah, all players only with 4 deaths in that first half across the board. For Soniqs, that is actually very impressive. Jason, though, 11 assists, so Jason is winning in the assist battle.
Yeah, that is definitely something that happens with KO because there's so much suppression that happens. I know that routinely you'll end up with like 15, 18 assists on KO.
Right there.
Ari and Starry Bun have a chance here, but Crunchy somehow kills both. Down to 1 life and takes them both out. Crunchy going in. Artstar waiting for a response to happen, but this spike's gonna be planted, and Ion will get Artstar up in heaven. So Xset FE, they're losing this pistol round fast. I mean, they had a good call to stack on Catwalk. They had 2 players coming in, but again, Crunchy just comes through.
1 enemy remaining. Flawless.
Shots are clean.
Yeah, Crunchy's adding up the score now too. Gets 3 kills that round. Crunchy's like, yeah, I want to get up there on that scoreboard. Gotta move up a little bit. Only 8 total still, but impressive round. 10-3 Soniqs. This is map 1 in this best out of 3, so again, no matter what happens here, we're at least going to be going to Fracture or map 2, but this map was technically chosen by Xset FE. Fracture chosen by Soniqs.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to buy up this round, even though they are facing the end of the map closing in. They are looking to play for a full buy. Trying to do some damage here.
You're not just holding. Oh, it's not. Went a little bit further. Crunchy, how does Crunchy live there? Eventually gets killed, but able to make it back beforehand. Meanwhile, nice job by Jason. Pushing them out with the molly, flashing through, and the rest of the team headed all the way to B. And look at that mini map. The B side is 100% open. And Soniqs is going to take it for free at this point. So Xset FE, they're going to move out of A main together, but they're going to realize quickly that, yeah, all right, the rotation's happening. This is going to be a B plan now.
Yep, but just doing their due diligence. They don't want to, leave one player behind them to flank in a little bit late. So they're just going to move as a clump, try and overwhelm whoever they run into. Although, as I say that, Jae-sung's still holding a very, very far back potential flank angle. Looks like it might be Ion who takes first contact.
All moving together. Now grouping around spawn. Soniqs planning discipline, the spike. Sticking down, as you mentioned. Not looking to necessarily win this round, just do that econ damage as much as you can. But Soniqs, they're going to go the other direction, and they'd be right. I'll head at B main. And prevent all the shock dart kill. A second shock dart kill for Bob. He'll take it.
I mean, at the end of the day, they were trying to die to the spike, but yeah, that KO in spawn made sure that they knew they could fall back through B main safely.
Well, at the same time, I mean, yeah, obviously they would eventually just die to spike in the end there anyways, but dying to Sova, that's 2 more ultimate orbs for Sova, essentially.
Yep.
That they give right there. So that's pretty big that Bob was able to make those happen. Not much closer to a Hunter's Fury here in the second half, and now 11-3 lead for Soniqs. But of course, it's buys for Xset FE. Ari's going to go for a very quick middle pick with the Vandal. Ooh. Can't connect the headshot. It does some damage.
Wow. Going fast.
Yeah, really fast to the A side. Somebody's hell though. From right now, but not going to matter. Crunchy takes her out. And now the A site is theirs as the spike's a little bit later on, but eventually makes its way in. Going to be planted. Ellie lining up some sort of arrow here, going for some shock dart combo. That's going to be too late though.
No, unfortunate. Good lineup, but not quite on the timing. I do want to just point out, since we haven't gotten to talk about it too much, but the chamber trademarks holding down the flank very well allows Soniqs to focus on what's going on just on
One
the
enemy
right.
remaining.
Yeah, it really cuts off where they're going to be coming from, and it's Story Bun up to her, but Dizzy Life will close it out. 12-3. Soniqs on map point here of map number 1. 12-3. And we're going to see a timeout called. Understandably so.
Yeah, might as well drop your best play for Eco. They're going to have kind of a patchwork buy here on the side of Xset.
All right. So, yeah, what do you do? Obviously, the as you mentioned, the economy's not going to be the best for Xset FE. Obviously, a timeout might as well, but not sure what they can really bust. I mean, some judge plays, perhaps. They're on defense here, hold some tight angles. Go for some judge plays. I guess that would be my game plan if I was them. But no matter what you do here, it's obviously going to be a very, very difficult task. And it's already against a great team in Soniqs.
Yeah, I mean,
you're up against.
The hits have been pretty fast from Soniqs, so maybe you can punish that by stacking a site and using shotguns for close range. But at the end of the day, Soniqs, very good team, and they're kind of exerting their will so far.
All right, it looks like we're going to be heading back into the round as round number 16. That's my, I don't know if you could hear her, but my daughter's enjoying this match as well.
Yeah.
In the background right here. Along with
start him on esports early.
Yeah, she's going to be quite the competitor, I'm sure. Look forward to it. All right, anyways, it's going to be B play. For the looks of it for Soniqs, and it looked like they're doing pretty fast. There's only not one with them in Astra, but Crunchy is in fast with the knives are out. And look for a kill on stairs, jumps on up, and not much Marita could do other than hope and pray as Dizzy Life gets Art Star elsewhere. It's going to be a free plant now.
Just solid jet movement over the top there with the knives. Crunchy getting aggressive. Xset trying to fight their way back through the smoke, but it's going to be tough with all this utility through the smoke.
Jae-Sung, flash out, wait for the right time, flashes out, got killed actually by the Guardian. That was a Vandal, but even so. There's a trade, it's down to 1. It's down to Starry Bun, who gets IN, but Crunchy with the hat trick to finish the job. And we'll make it 13-3 and the victory to favor Soniqs. So congratulations to them. They take map 1. We're going to be going to Fracture next, as mentioned, but a pretty dominating performance, to say the least, by Soniqs against Xset FE there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they really just kind of showed why they have been so successful over the last year in these Nerd Street Gamers tournaments. They're looking very strong, and I mean, I gotta point out Ian once again on the Astra, just crushing many attacks with the gravity well and just general great spray controls and multi kills. from the captain of the team.
Yeah, that was a very impressive performance across the board. And if I'm not mistaken, I was trying to look at it too, as far as if Soniqs technically needs this to advance on at a groups. I don't think so. Even if they lost right here, I think they actually no, maybe because with tiebreakers, you never really know. So I guess I was getting at, not that they're not playing for nothing, but maybe the pressure's off of them a little bit, so they don't have to feel as stressed out there. But again, for Xset female, it really is a case of they need to win here, or else the chances aren't looking good, because you mentioned Bad Boy Crew against Yellow Submarine the other series, and that looks like a series that could go the way of Bad Boy Crew. But so Xset female, it's going to start with Fracture, though. You got to wonder what they're going to have up their sleeve for that one. As we've talked about, certainly to see some Breach, but I'm excited to see Chamber once again on Fracture there.
Yeah,
I think that's a possibility, right?
Certainly seems like a decent map for it, and Sonic seems to be willing to pull it out at any possible chance they have. So yeah, we'll see. It could be cool to see.
All right, she wants to show me something right here. So I think it's time. Maybe it is time we go for a break. As far as we got map number 2 going to be coming up. So ladies and gentlemen, sit tight. We got Xset FE taking on Soniqs here. Soniqs up 1-0 as we're going to head to Fracture. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.